Hello student, welcome to the online lecture of mathematics. Today we are going to learn additional sums on direct proportion and inverse proportion. Previous lecture we learned direct proportion and sums related to it and inverse proportion. Today we are going to learn sums related to inverse proportion and partnership and sums related to it. Let us quick revise direct proportion and inverse proportion. Direct proportion. When the value of one quantity increases with an increase in the proportionate value of another related quantity, and the value of one quantity decreases with a proportionate decrease in the value of the other related quantity, and the ratio of two related quantities remain constant, then it is an example of direct proportion. For example, number of books and cost of books. As the number of books increases, the cost of book increases, and number of books decreases, the cost of book decreases. Inverse proportion. When the value of one quantity increases, the value of another related quantity decreases proportionately, and when the value of the first quantity decreases, the value of the related quantity increases proportionately. And if the product of these two related quantities remain constant, then there is a relation of inverse proportion between the two quantities. For example, time to paint a wall and number of painters. Let us solve example. 15 workers take 8 hours to build a wall. How many hours will 12 workers need to build the same wall? Solution. In this example, we have given 15 workers take 8 hours and we have to find 12 workers take how many hours. Let us use the variable x to solve this problem. Let us suppose 12 workers take x hours to build the wall. If we observe here, as the number of workers increase, the number of hours to build the wall decrease. It is an example of inverse proportion. Therefore, we write the number of workers and number of hours to build the wall are in inverse proportion. And we know that in inverse proportion, product remains constant. Therefore, the product of the number of workers and the number of hours needed to build the wall is a constant. So, we write 12 multiplied by x is equal to 15 multiplied by 8. Therefore, 12x is equal to 120. For getting the value of x, we have to divide both the side by 12. By dividing both the side by 12, we get the value of x is equal to 10. Thus, 12 workers will take 10 hours to build the wall. Question number 2. Mohan Rao took 10 days to finish a book. Reading 14 pages every day. How many pages must he read in a day to finish it in 8 days? In this example, we have given Mohan Rao read 40 pages every day to finish the book in 10 days. And we have to find number of pages he read every day to finish the book in 8 days. Let us suppose Mohan Rao read x pages every day to finish the book in 8 days. Here you observe he must read more pages to finish the book in less days. It is an example of inverse proportion. Therefore, we write the number of pages read per day and the days required to finish the book are in inverse proportion. And we know that in inverse proportion, product remains constant. Therefore, we write 8 multiplied by x is equal to 10 multiplied by 40. Getting the value of x, we have to divide both the side by 8. By dividing both the side by 8, we get x is equal to 10 multiplied by 40 divided by 8. By multiplying and dividing, we get the value of x is equal to 50. Therefore, Mohan Rao will have to read 50 pages every day to finish the book in 8 days. Question number 3. The stock of a grain in a government warehouse lasts 30 days for 4,000 people. How many days will it last for 6,000 people? In this example, we have given the stock of the grain in a government warehouse lasts 30 days for 4,000 people. And we have to find how many days will it last for 6,000 people. Let the stock of a grain last for X days for 6,000 people. Here, as the number of people increase, the days for which the stock will last are decreased. It is an example of inverse proportion. Therefore, we write the number of people and the days for which stock will last are in inverse proportion. And we know that in inverse proportion, product remains constant. Therefore, we write 6,000 multiplied by x is equal to 4,000 multiplied by 30. For getting the value of x, we have to divide both the sides by 6,000. By dividing both the sides by 6,000, we get x is equal to 4,000 multiplied by 30 divided by 6,000. By dividing and multiplying, we get the value of x is equal to 20. Therefore, the stock of grain will last for 20 days for 6,000 people. Let us learn partnership. While starting a business, we have to make an investment in the form of capital. To share the invested amount is called partnership. There may be two or more than two partners in any business. In a business partnership, all partners have a joint account in a bank. Student, remember this point related to our lesson. The profit or loss in a business is shared by the partners in proportion to the money each one has invested. Virat and Samrat together invested rupees 50,000 and rupees 1,20,000 to start a business. They suffered a loss of 20%. How much loss did each of them incur? Solution. In this example, we have given two partners, Virat and Samrat. Virat invested 50,000 rupees and Samrat invested 1,20,000 rupees to start a business. In this business, they suffered a loss of 20%. And we have to find how much loss did each of them incur. First, we have to find total investment. Total investment is equal to investment of Virat rupees 50,000 plus investment of Samrat rupees 1,20,000 is equal to rupees 1,70,000. Loss incurred is equal to 20%. From this, we have to find total loss in rupees. Therefore, we write total loss is equal to 20% of 1,70,000 is equal to 20 upon 100 multiplied by 1,70,000. By multiplying and dividing, we get rupees 34,000. Therefore, total loss incurred by Virat and Samrat is equal to rupees 34,000. For getting the loss of each one incurred, first we find the proportion of investment. Proportion of investment is equal to 50,000 is to 1,20,000. Dividing both by 10,000, we get 5 as to 12. Therefore, proportion of investment is equal to 5 as to 12. The loss is shared in the same proportion as the investment. Let the loss incurred by Virat be rupees 5x and that by Samrat be rupees 12x. As total loss is 34,000, we write 5x plus 12x is equal to 34,000. 5x plus 12x gives us 17x. Therefore, we write 17x is equal to 34,000. For getting the value of x, we have to divide both the side by 17x. By dividing, we get x is equal to 34,000 upon 17. By doing the calculation, we get the value of x is equal to 2,000. We know that Virat incurs the loss of rupees 5x. Therefore, write Virat loss is equal to 5x. By putting the value of x is equal to 2,000, we get 5 multiplied by 2,000 is equal to rupees 10,000. Samrat's loss is rupees 12x. Therefore, we write Samrat's loss is equal to 12x is equal to 12 multiplied by 2000 is equal to rupees 24,000. In this example, first we find total investment, then total loss, then proportion of investment, and lastly we find loss incurred by Virat and Samvat. Sum number 2. Shweta, Piyush and Nachiket together invested rupees 80,000 and start a business of selling sheets and towels from Solapur. Shweta's share of the capital was rupees 30,000 and Piyush of rupees 12,000. At the end of the year, they had made a profit of 24%. What was Nachiket's investment and what was his share of the profit? We have given total investment rupees 80,000 and Shweta's investment rupees 30,000 and Piyush investment rupees 12,000. From this we will find Nachiket's investment. Nachiket's investment is equal to total investment minus Shweta's investment plus Piyush's investment is equal to 80,000 minus 30,000 plus 12,000 is equal to 80,000 minus 42,000 is equal to 38,000. We have given total profit earned is equal to 24%. Therefore, total profit is equal to 24% of 80,000 is equal to 24 upon 100 into 80,000 is equal to 19,200. For getting the proportion of investment, we have to write proportion of investment is equal to 30,000 is to 12,000 is to 38,000. Dividing by 2,000, we get 15 is to 6 is to 90. The profit must also be shared in the same proportion. Let the profit of Shweta, Piyush and Nachiket be rupees 15x, rupees 6x and rupees 19x respectively. Therefore, 15x plus 6x plus 19x is equal to 19,200. Therefore, 40x is equal to 19,200. Therefore, x is equal to 19,200 divided by 40 is equal to 480. Therefore, Nachiket's profit is equal to 19x is equal to 19 multiplied by 480 is equal to 9,120. From this we get Nachiket's investment is rupees 38,000 and his profit is rupees 9,120. Here we complete the additional sums of lesson number 9.